In today's video, you're going to get to see a beautiful 2009 Mustang Shelby. Hello everybody, welcome to Classic Car ChitChat. My name is Kevin. If this is the first time you're coming to my channel, then welcome. I really appreciate you being here today. If you've been to my channel before, then as always, welcome back. Thank you so much for the comments you leave for me, for the thumbs up, for you subscribing, and don't forget to hit that notification bell so you know when the next episode is available. Today you're going to meet a gentleman. His name is Brad. He's got a Mustang Shelby GT500 KR, which I did not know stands for King of the Road, and you'll understand why. It's an absolutely beautiful car. It's a limited edition vehicle. There were only 712 of these cars made, of which only 130 made it to Canada. So without further ado, let's hop in, let's go for a drive, and let's check out this beautiful Mustang Shelby. Brad,
yes.
Before you turn her off, rev the engine so I can catch a little bit of the rumble here. I love it. And before you turn it off, honk the horn too.
Oh.
Okay.
You good?
Everybody's curious. What does a horn sound like? You can come on out now.
Horns is a normal thing, you know?
Absolutely.
Okay.
All right, Brad, what a gorgeous car you've got.
Well, thanks very much.
Tell me what you have here.
I have a 2009 Shelby KR, which stands for King of the Road. And this car is a limited production car. This isn't a limited edition car. There was only 130 exported to Canada of the 712 built.
Oh my Lord, really?
This car has 540 horsepower. It's a 5.4 liter supercharged engine develops 510 pounds of foot torque. It's a 6-speed manual transmission, a 373 limited rear axle, and it's a silver metallic and Vista blue stripes. Of the cars that were painted this color, 223 of this car were painted with the silver and the blue, and only 49 of these were exported to Canada. The car has a fiberglass hood. It has fiberglass capping on the mirrors. It has a 6-speed close ratio transmission and tuned exhaust. The car was shipped from where they manufactured it down to Las Vegas, and I can show you, I had Carroll Shelby, actually, he signed this car. And
just a minute. Say that again. Carroll Shelby actually signed the car.
Yeah, he did.
Oh my
I'll
Lord.
drop a matter of fact, if I walk around, I can drop the sun visor and you can see where he hand signed it. And there's another signature under here. I had this car down to Carlisle in 2011.
Okay.
And we had it signed down there. In 2011, they had a display of the Shelby automobiles. This car I actually sat in front of the showroom at the time.
Wow.
And yeah, it's if you feel the hood, it's all carbon fiber.
It is, yeah.
And
so it gives it the lightness, so it has more power to do its magic.
It's very quick, this car. And
So how many speeding tickets have you received?
None.
Brett? Okay, that's good.
No.
It's the right answer. In case
Well,
there's
you
a
know, the thing is with this
police
thing,
officers watching.
you don't go out and mess with it, you know. It's got high intensity lights. It's got special 18-inch wheels on it, strictly made for the GT500 KR, as you can see by the rim markings.
Gorgeous, yeah. I never knew that KR actually stood
For King of the Road, yeah. Well, in its time, it was one of the fastest Mustangs going.
And what year did you say this was?
2009.
2009.
It's older now. I'll just drop the sun visor here, and you can have a look and see the signature.
Wow.
There you go.
So there it is, Mr. Shelby himself.
Yeah, he signed it.
That alone is worth something, isn't it?
Oh, God, yes. Yeah. And the car has got less than 32,000 kilometers on it.
So you're the original and only owner of the car?
Only owner, yeah. I have a fairly, well, 2.5 car garage, 2 stories high. And my garage is all insulated, dry-walled, has a furnace in it, and this car sits up on a hoist with one of my other cars, and it's very, very rarely driven. I try not to drive it too much on the outside in the rain. It's my toy.
Absolutely.
And yeah, it's a great car. And I've also got a plaque on the dash there. It tells you this car was, out of the 712 cars that were built, this car here was number 710, which not necessarily means it was the second last car to come off the line, right, but it's the way the orders were put in. And that's the number this car was designated to have. And so they put that plaque on the dash. Amazing. And it's also under the hood. I'll lift the hood because under the hood it's got some special stuff on it too.
Okay.
I'll
so this plaque that you have here, so is that something you had made?
I did, yeah.
It's lovely.
Yeah.
So it's got all the details on the car.
Custom car posters out of Toronto. He's done a few of my cars over the years, and he does a fine job. As you can see, the profile of the car, he's done the engine. Yeah. He's put Carroll Shelby's my dash plaque in there.
Right. And
also a little description of what's been done to the car. So
it's actually made for you.
Yeah, that's just strictly.
Oh, fantastic!
Yeah.
I love. What are these things?
Well, I'm going to show you.
Okay.
These here, we turn these. These are the locks, lockdown for the hood.
Right.
And I'll pop the hood here now so you can get a look at it.
Sometimes they have hooks here.
I'm sorry?
They have hooks here.
Yeah.
Not on this car. Is that just like a decorative thing?
Well, some are, and some is what they get. Most people did that.
Right.
It gives that extra dress up.
Okay.
But when they did these with the factory, they're much cleaner, they look better, and they hold. I mean, this.
Yeah, it does the job.
It's done because, you know, the last thing you want is one of these darn hoods to pop up on you, you know. These hoods,
especially the speeds you're probably going or can go in this thing.
For carbon fiber, I was told, now, I never had to prove my point, but they said if this hood got damaged, it would have to be sent back to Shelby for an actual replacement because these hoods are strictly for KRs. You cannot buy them aftermarket. They may look like them, but they're not the same. Okay. And the same as the rims on this car because they're special.
All right.
So if you damage one, you got to go to your Ford dealer. They contact Shelby, send one down, send one back. Wow. Interesting. Yeah. It's dressed, but it's also very.
I love the color on this, Brad.
Oh,
like
it's
that the color with the blue and the silver.
This?
Oh my Lord! It's all bloody engine.
Yeah, it's all bloody engine.
My God.
Yeah, this is a supercharger here on it, and these are all special
just
engine dress up that they had put on this vehicle. And I have and if you touch in here, that's all carbon fiber.
Yes. I mean, there's hardly any weight to it.
Oh, well, that's
And
the whole
look at
thing.
these, even
Yeah,
just supporting it is not a lot
those
there.
are struts. Now, we've got those struts.
So this is a V8.
V8 5.4 liter engine. And here's the fellows that built the engine right here.
Oh, wow.
This has a special tag. I don't know if you can get that in your
Yep, I
camera or
can.
not.
So really they get to sign their,
Yeah,
work.
well,
it's pride, isn't
they
it?
build the engines with pride.
Yeah.
And fortunately, I've had no issues. And here's this special plate they put on. So this one says 0710, which is 710. This
Okay.
was the thing here.
Very cool.
Yeah, it's
So Brad, why did you decide to get this particular car? Like, has this been a childhood dream, or is it?
no, you know, I've been a car guy, I guess, for about the last, 30, 40 years.
Okay.
And I've always liked the Mustang. And I had purchased an 08 soft top. And it's a funny thing because I went into the dealership. I was going to put some modifications on it.
Okay.
I guess it's that middle-aged craze. And anyway, when I walked in, the sales manager at the dealership, he says, Brad, he says, you've got to have a look at this car. And they brought this car here out of the detail shop. When they brought it out, the salesman gave it a couple of revs, and that sold me right there.
You fell in love immediately.
I fell in love with the
Oh
car.
my
It was
gosh.
instant.
I
And
bet.
all I said to Jerry, the sales fella, was, I know we're going to have a tough time with this car, but I says, put a soul sticker on it, and we will talk tomorrow about what I'm going to pay.
So hang on a second, Brad. You didn't even talk it over with your wife or anything?
Definitely not.
Okay, so she doesn't make the executive decisions in the house.
Let's put it this way. If she had it made, she would have said no. And the thing is, when I took it home, I drove it into the driveway. Of course, I talked to her. She knows I'm into cars and
Right.
whatever. And the only thing she said to me when I brought the car home, she says, that's a brand new car? I says, yeah, brand new, 2009. And what she said to me, she says, well, I think you better take it back. I says, why? What's the problem? She says, it's too darn noisy. She says, there's something wrong with the exhaust. Well, secretly, that's what sold me on this car. Because when they brought it out of the detail shop to put it into the showroom, it was just crackling. And I said, I just got to
That's
have
it.
that
You love
toy.
the sound.
And fortunately for me, I was able to acquire it. So
Good for you.
yeah,
Good for
it's
you.
I've had it well since 2009. It's never been in any accidents. It's only really seen good dry weather.
Like, it almost looks like it came off the showroom floor even now. So what do you do to kind of detail it? Like, how do you keep it so
Well,
clean and
I
shiny?
take it down to Frank there at
Oh, Auto One.
Auto One.
Yes, yes, yes.
And they, look, sometimes people complain with what they pay, but you get your true value for your dollar with Frank.
Good.
I mean, he works likely harder than most
Yeah.
owners would on their vehicle.
You're right.
He-
When I
he
met
does a
them
heck of a
too,
job.
yeah, you know, it's the passion that they have,
Oh,
and they love the car just as much as you do as the owner.
Yeah,
I agree.
Yeah. And he, yeah, him and DJ, they do a great job, and I recommend them. You know, we all have a price point, but you know, when your car comes out of there, it's
It
like
looks like
silk.
$1 million. Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
I got to get my little girl in there. We were
Well,
talking
you
about
should.
it.
I mean,
Yeah,
well,
I'm going to get
yeah,
it done.
yeah.
I'm just waiting to get some work done on
Yeah.
it first, and I'm going to get it
Yeah.
in and get it spotless.
so I've got a special plate on this car.
yeah, so tell me
got
about this
I got a custom
snake of yours.
I've got a custom plate, and the plate is IQ Snake. And so when I had it ordered, of course I did it, and my wife says, IQ Snake, what's that? I says, well, actually it's not IQ Snake, it's One Quick Snake.
One quick snake.
And she says, you know, we could have reworked it a little better, and people, because you know what? She was right. Because most times people say, IQ Snake,
IQ
what's
Snake.
that stand for? I said, actually, it's One Quick Snake. So it's always a little dig, you know.
That's
like,
right. It's a talking point,
well,
isn't it?
it is, because people walk up and they look at it, but we get into conversation.
For sure.
You know.
For sure.
So no, it's a fabulous car.
Oh, absolutely. And she
And,
looks amazing.
I'm more
Amazing.
than happy. I'm glad I purchased the car at the time. Yeah.
Oh, she's absolutely one of those cars that are just mesmerizing. I remember when I saw it even at the show.
Yeah.
And it catches your eye. It's, oh my Lord, look at this thing.
Well, it does. It pops.
Absolutely.
It pops. Now these are when this car originally came.
Right.
Those side vent windows.
Yeah.
They were like just a clear glass.
Okay.
But it was when I talked to the Ford, they had made them for these cars, and Ford actually installed them, and they painted them, matched the color up. They did a great job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
May I see inside?
Absolutely, you may see inside.
So this is again the stock finish.
This
everything
is
comes.
everything here. Now, what I did put a more up-to-date GPS system in it.
Okay.
But you know, this car is equipped with Bluetooth, backup camera, and GPS, and like 6-speed standard transmission.
And it's got cup holders, Brad.
Well, I'm going to tell you, Ford could have maybe done a little different. It's tough when you're shifting.
Yes, gets in the way, right?
Yeah, well, they do. But you know what? Hey,
The
we're
small
not.
sacrifices one makes, right? Maybe
Yeah.
it's Tim Horton's fault for making the damn cup so large.
Oh, no kidding.
The shifter
Yes.
is white.
Yeah.
You
Well,
put that in.
No.
It came like
this
that.
car, as you
Wow.
see, other than the GPS, this car is just like the day it came out of the factory, with the exception of what Carroll Shelby, because they did all the modification in Las Vegas on this car.
Oh, I see his signatures are even on the seats.
Yeah, on
and
the
that. They
seats.
really make the point. Even that. Look at the Cobra there.
Yeah.
Gorgeous. So I'm assuming this is your summer car. You don't drive it in the winter. You really take care of her and maintain her. And you certainly do your best to look after. When do you typically put her away for the year?
Actually, by the end of October, it'll go back.
Yeah.
I'll take it in for a complete service,
Right.
and then I'll take it back to my garage,
Yeah.
and I'll put it up on the rack. I got a Shelby cover. It's
yeah.
got Shelby
Do
on
they
the back.
provide that too? It comes with the car?
No,
you have
actually, I won it. I belong to one of the local Mustang clubs.
Right.
Well, actually, there's two. I belong to the Golden Horseshoe and also Niagara Classic.
Okay.
And I won the cover, and it was from the Niagara Classic.
Okay.
And I put the cover on in the end of October,
Yep.
and I take it off the end of April.
Right.
And then the car comes out.
Exactly.
And
No, that's the unfortunate thing for us in Canada. Like our season is so short-lived
oh,
compared to the U.S.,
Well-
California. Like you can drive these things. Australia, you could drive it year
when
round.
you're like, I spend a lot of time down south in the wintertime, and they're just getting out with their. I talked to a few of the fellas down there, and it's ironic, but what they were telling me, they don't really have car shows in the summer.
Right.
They start in September,
Later.
October,
It's a bit
because
cooler,
it's
isn't
too
it?
hot.
Yeah, yeah.
And
I can see
yeah,
that.
but I've never. I mean, I've headed down to actual car shows because, because it's a limited production car.
Yeah.
Very rarely will you see many of these cars around.
Definitely.
Because they're scarce.
Yeah.
And they are holding their values. I'm
Particularly so in Canada, since so few actually were made to come for Canada. Like the majority are in the U.S., I would imagine.
Well, the
or
problem
overseas.
is the dollar exchange, and they were getting a premium on these cars. And you know, when you only send like 130 North America, Canada-wide, that's very rare.
Oh, for sure.
And they built these in '08, and they built them in '09, and then they stopped. Now, I hear rumors they are going to have the KR come out in 2023, but until I see something, then I'll know.
It's just a rumor until
Right
then.
now, it's just another rumor in the
Wonderful.
mill, you know?
Okay.
But yeah.
Oh, how much space is there in the trunk of this?
I'll show
thing?
you. Yeah. I got my, yeah. Oh, the one thing I did do, I put
Oh, it's a
sequential
good
lighting in.
size. Oh, did you? So that's
Yeah.
not a standard thing.
No, well, I'm going to tell you, it is in a lot of the newer Mustangs.
Right. Everybody
It has
uses
the
this.
California
Everybody
you
uses
know,
that.
Those things just work.
They're like magic.
And the dirtier they get, the better.
The better they get. You're
yeah.
dead right on that
Oh,
one.
yeah.
You always worry that what about all the crap that's collected? But no,
Yeah,
it works
but
the other way.
No, it's good.
It's the best thing Canadian Tire ever
Yeah.
started.
And these
selling.
are all markings right from Shelby. They've never been.
All right.
Yeah, there's markings, some markings under the hood. It's what Ford was their checkpoints, you know.
Okay, so check. This makes
Check,
it through.
make sure that's work.
Yeah.
And there's a license plate there. That was from Las Vegas, Shelby GT500 KR,
Yeah.
Shelby Automobiles.
Fantastic.
That's a like.
But look at the contrast between the blue and the silver.
Oh.
They could not have picked a better color.
No.
Like, honestly.
No,
The
it's
camera will never do it justice, but
Yeah.
you know what? It is.
well. They now prior
Stunning.
to coming down today, Kevin, there's a magazine I was able to acquire. It was a U.S. magazine, and it had this car. This color combination was their centerfold,
Really?
and unfortunately, I forget where I put it. I have a memorabilia room above my garage,
Right.
and it's in there with a bunch of
It's in a
literature.
safe place, yes.
Yeah, it's so safe I can't
You
locate
can't
it.
find it, right?
But this is the color they use for the centerfold,
Wow.
and it just pops.
I bet.
You know.
Yeah, I bet. Like, there are certain cars that just look great in certain colors.
Oh, this is
And this one, they check off all the boxes.
You know, I always get a lot of good comments for this car, but you know, you just work them.
You too. Can we take it for a drive, Brett?
Sure,
See
I'd
what
love
she
to
feels
give you a
like?
little. When you get
Okay.
this car, you get a lot of documentation.
Okay.
And this here, now this is a photocopy, and this is their vehicle,
Oh, authenticity.
yeah.
Okay.
and this tells you the VN number of the vehicle.
Right.
And this here, Gary Davis, this
VP,
fellow,
yeah.
and I met these two fellows
Really?
in when we were down in Las Vegas, I think about a year after I purchased the car. But this is a photocopy. I'm always concerned about people looking for souvenirs as they're walking by,
Definitely.
you
And
know.
plus, if it sits in the car, you get
Yeah.
sun damage and everything else. So,
Yeah.
so basically, you get that little certificate.
Oh, you get that,
Okay.
and then what I did, the other thing I had made up, or our club actually did,
Yeah.
Golden Horseshoe,
nice.
Mustang. We did a GT500 KR 209
King
Shelby.
of the road. I learned something.
Yeah.
Brad, I got to be honest. I love doing these videos
Yeah.
because I'm a novice when it comes to the knowledge about certain types of cars, and I learn something every time.
You know what?
that's good.
It's surprising. You never stop learning.
True.
And
I wish I could remember it all. That's
well, that's my problem.
yeah. I'm with you. on
Young fella like me today, you know.
that. Exactly. Oh, look at that sound.
Yeah, and it's
It's got beautiful.
oh no, it's got great sound.
Oh gosh, yes. Enough to
6-speed
make me
transmission.
cry. Okay, so we are gonna pop out.
Yeah, you
we'll
just-
go that way out,
Sure, okay.
and we're gonna go to the end of the street, turn right, turn left at the traffic light after. I'll
Okay.
guide you. We drive.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna record you doing your magic.
Oh. Listen to me grind the gears.
Don't be doing that.
No, God, no.
Have you stalled her ever?
Oh, of course.
Oh.
I think most people that drive these cars, periodically you do.
You do, but you know what? The weird thing is, when you do it, it's at the worst possible time when everybody notices.
Oh, sure. Well, because my daily street drivers, they're both automatic.
Yeah.
And, well, even the Firebird is automatic, you know, and it's...
Are we gonna get to see that one?
Yes, I'm going to do that one in another week. We'll see.
Okay.
Now,
So we're gonna go this way.
go
and
right,
we'll turn.
okay.
Oh, that's such a sweet sound to it.
Yeah.
It's a richness to it.
Oh, it's got such a tone. course.
Hey, does it have an ashtray?
No.
Ah, okay.
No?
And no cigarette lighter either?
No.
Okay.
Well, yeah, they don't have it, but what they have, they got little plug-ins in there now to plug in your, they don't,
if you had to.
if you had it, but I don't.
No, you don't need it.
I don't.
Hey, what's this switch do?
Oh, at night when you're driving it, this changes, see the color changes?
Oh, right.
Yeah.
It's like little ambient lighting.
Yeah, it's kind of neat.
It is.
And it does your
underglow as well.
Underglow
Okay.
as well.
Very good. I swear, Brad, you sort of park beside, or not park, if you stop at a traffic light, some young guy gives you kind of the nod. I mean, you could leave them in your dust without any consideration if you really wanted to.
I could. I have. But, you know.
Depends on how much noise.
Well, and, you know, we have to be so darn cautious today.
Yeah.
Like, and you know what I tell, if you talk to any of the boys, most of the guys that drive these things, it's, my line or train of thought is now, I just kind of say, look, the car is quicker than me.
Yeah.
You know, I'm putting myself in jeopardy, you know. But I've been known to get on it. But
what is the 0 to 60 in this thing, you think?
oh, I think it's now. Don't quote me because I'd have to. I think it's maybe 4
point something?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
I
let's
have
see
I
about
have
that.
everything at the house in folders, but you know I don't really refer to much of it anymore because
It doesn't matter really.
I'm not doing all that stuff, you know.
Oh, now you really get the sense of the vent
Yeah.
covers there, right? You
And
can
these
actually
are
see
great
out of it.
windows because you can see through
Yes,
them.
you can.
When you're backing up, you can you get a good angle.
Yeah.
See, some of the cars they have a solid panel,
Right.
and
I kind of like the vent approach. At least it's
Yeah.
not lost. So what we'll do, normally I go around this way.
Sure, you
but
just-
because she's got so much sound to her, we're going to go straight, and at the next lights, we'll turn left, and we'll come down Aaron Mills Parkway.
sure.
Because otherwise, we'll never get out of second gear.
Oh, I know. It's well. Last night when I went to Hutchie's in Stony Creek
Yes.
there, or
Yeah.
Hamilton,
Yeah.
I took the Kiwi and I was never out of third gear. Third gear was my highest.
What's a Kiwi?
I'm
the
sorry?
Firebird?
No, this one. I took this one. Like,
Why'd you call it Kiwi?
oh, well, it's usually the quickest way.
The QEW.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah,
I
yeah.
thought you named it Kiwi, and I thought
No.
Australian
no,
thing, isn't it?
No,
Okay.
No, sorry about that.
No worries. Okay.
I'm starting to sound like some of the car guys when they're using some of their short forms,
Yeah.
and you end up, they look at
You abbreviate it as though
Yeah.
QEW was
Yeah.
too many words to say.
What the hell are you talking about, you know? I spent a lot of time when I was a young fella, because
Well, you mean what? Only a couple of years ago.
yeah, well, about 6 months, you know.
Yeah.
But I worked in Streetsville.
Okay.
I worked at, how many years have you been in Streetsville?
21 years now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, there used to be a store back there called Holmes's IGA. It was an IGA store. Where the Royal Bank and that is.
Right. I remember something like
Well,
that.
when I was going to high school,
Uh-huh.
I used to work there part-time.
Really?
I packed, matter of fact, Hazel McCallum, the
Oh,
old mayor.
Best mayor, yes.
When
still
I
miss
worked
her.
for Holmes's IGA,
Okay.
I would always pack. She would request that I would pack her groceries because she said I was the only one that didn't squash her bread. Yeah, she was a great old girl.
She was.
I liked her.
A feisty thing.
Oh.
too. Oh my God.
I tell you, you wouldn't want to be on her bad
Oh,
side.
no, I've been into city council meetings and I've seen her.
Yes.
And it's oh my Lord, for a tiny little thing, she would put the fear of God in
Oh.
so many people.
She had balls plus that lady.
Oh yes. And very, very sharp.
Oh.
You couldn't get past her. So, Brad, this is a real treat for me. This is lovely. And she's got good brakes.
Oh, disc all the way around.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I always, you know, I don't really, I don't drive the car hard. I mean, I drive it. I'll drive it quickly, but
You obey the speed limit. You're
well,
you're in control.
Yeah, exactly. And I don't have to prove too much because the car will do it, you know.
Yeah. Whoa, will she ever?
Hey?
You rascal. Man, it's got a lot of torque.
Oh, yeah, 540 foot-pounds.
You could even spin wheels between gear shifts, I reckon.
It'll pull rubber up the third gear.
Wow.
Yeah, and but the car's so quick. You know, it's
You've got to be mindful of that, right?
Oh,
Like it's
very much so. Very much so. Yeah.
And I love the sound it makes, man. It's just a beautiful, elegant noise.
Yeah, and it's instant.
Yeah.
Like when you hit it.
Turn left.
Turn left
Yeah.
here? Okay.
You must get a lot of heads turning looking at you.
I do. And I say, I didn't know I looked at it well. And then I find out, shit, they're looking at the car.
Yeah, I get a lot of that too, and I'm all smiling, especially when it's a young, attractive lady, and it's like, oh darn, I'm looking at the car, not me.
Yeah,
Oh,
give yourself a shake.
Yeah.
Oh, I know.
Oh, them were the days.
Yeah. Well, that's why we supposedly have good memories.
Yeah.
What kind of engineering were you into?
I was telecommunications.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
so I did that for
Jesus.
many years of my career. I worked at Bell,
Yeah.
and after that I retired, and now I have a completely different role. I'm an employment advisor, and I help people find jobs. So
Oh, do you?
I absolutely love my job,
Yeah. Yeah.
and I like doing this in the spare time.
Well, you
because
know
it's
what?
kind of fun.
Having good hobbies, like I own a construction company,
Okay.
and we do industrial commercial, but most of our buildings downtown Toronto,
Okay.
and it's my son's running it. He's been running it now for quite a number of years, but
I knew you were gonna do that. Oh wow! How cool is that?
but I won't do it anymore now.
No, that's not. Actually, stay in your left lane because we'll
Left
be
lane?
turning left up
Okay,
ahead.
here.
Next one over.
Okay.
Yeah, she's got a lot of power.
Yeah, she has. Peter Pickering, that orange Mustang.
Yes.
Now that thing, it's got over 700 horse.
Good lord.
700. I
So
think it's.
are we going to convince Peter to come and do a little video?
I could likely. I'll.
Can you twist his arm a little?
I'll-
Maybe when we do your Firebird.
Well, sure, because Peter's semi-retired.
Okay.
Uh,
So he's got no excuse.
Yeah. Well, no, he's the only.
Well, the semi part.
He should get up once in a while, but. But yeah, they are all going to this show tonight. But I told them, I said, I don't want to be going to a show at 9 o'clock. Hell, I'm thinking about bedtime. You know. I can't. I'll just pull her up in here.
Brad, what can I say, man?
Huh?
That was a treat.
Yeah.
Hi, guys. Thank you.
He didn't leave the keys so you could go for a drive?
There's just this look to this car. Mustang's always had this look. And she's
Well,
just
I'll
beautiful.
give you a little trivia.
Yeah.
In 2009, so you buy the base Mustang,
Yeah.
and then you would upgrade to a Shelby. But when you upgraded from a Shelby to a KR, it was $39,900 plus.
Oh.
So,
Oh, okay.
because at
a
the,
real premium.
yeah, well, the thing was, it was all the carbon fiber they put on these cars. They changed so much. Close ratio transmission, 6-speed.
Right.
Changed the rear axle ratio, bigger disc brakes, carbon fiber. These parts are all carbon
Right.
fiber. This is carbon fiber. Did the fancy stitching on the inside.
Yep.
And there's likely a few other things they did. Oh, and they reworked some of the suspension.
Okay.
And of course, they put that crazy exhaust on them.
Beautiful.
And that that's music to my ears.
Even the hood though, just the way you've got the vents and everything there. Is just...
Well, that's a very special hood. You like it, the '09 Mustang did not have this type of hood. This was strictly for the KRs.
Right. And it gives that extra meanness to it, doesn't it?
Well, when I'm following somebody or they're following me and they have that second glance,
yes.
they get an idea of it looks tough and rugged.
It does.
And it's a, and as you can tell by that little snap there.
Yeah, the one where I snapped my neck.
Yeah,
I'm gonna have to go
the one
and
you're going to go and see your chiropractor about and tell him that.
Brad did this.
Yeah, that young fool.
Yeah. But,
yeah, no, it's, they're great.
okay, beautiful.
Yeah.
But Brad, listen, I want to say thank you. Thank you for your time today. I really appreciate it. It was kind of a last minute thing, but I'm so glad it worked out and the weather turned out perfect.
Oh, fabulous. And I'm glad we made today work.
I'm glad too. And I learned a lot, and I remember seeing your car that one time, and it looks even more spectacular now when you catch it in the light, and it's just gorgeous.
Yeah, no, it's a lot of fun.
Thank you. And I love the shirt that you have on, which has got Mustangs all over the place on it, which is amazing.
Well, you know, you kind of advertise what you drive, eh?
Why not?
Yeah, no, it's been great. I appreciate you considering my car.
The pleasure's mine, trust me. I'm humbled that you allowed me to do this, and again, I want to thank you, Brad.
Well, thank you.
All right.
Okay, Kevin.
Take
Thank
care.
you.